Arizona, and it's dangerous on a level that people outside healthcare never seem to grasp. A Mesa woman, Christine Matui Lewis, was arrested for posing as a registered nurse. So, not helping out, not just doing paperwork, she was inside homes treating hospice patients with a stolen Colorado nursing license. Northern Arizona Hospice hired her in August. She claimed years of triage experience, called herself compassionate and highly skilled, and submitted a compact Colorado RN license. Except the license she turned in was issued 4 years before she was even born. And it belonged to a real nurse nearly 30 years older who had no idea her identity was being used. Lewis went on patient visits, including a solo visit on August 15th, before the hospice realized the license didn't add up. And when they confronted her, she resigned, then somehow got hired at another hospice in Mesa. So NAZ filed a police report immediately. Investigators confirm Lewis has never been licensed as an RN anywhere ever. The Attorney General's office even sent an undercover agent to meet her, and she doubled down, claiming she held a valid license. So she was arrested this week at her home, no bail, and yes, she is already a convicted felon with prior arrests in Vegas and LA.
Welcome to my channel. So the lady being described on the intro video is Christine Nyambura Muturi Lewis, who appeared on Obina's TV over a year ago after some controversy about her college.
Kuchukuliwa na bankruptcy ilikuwa karibu.
Those are diamonds?
Yeah. I bought this in the Bahamas because they're not taxable. So this is worth 3.5 million.
God damn.
Yeah, to protect me. Because my parents are prayerful.
Okay.
So before Obina, I start any business, I pray over it. And my team can tell you, I go to my office on Sundays and pray over my office. And I have a story behind it.
Every Sunday,
kwa ofisi, and we start with prayers every Sunday, because I believe if it's not for a superpower that, you know, everybody has someone they believe or something they believe in.
Yeah.
So for me, I believe in Christianity. So I believe I wouldn't be who I am today if it was not for God.
Okay.
So everything for me is based and grounded on Christianity.
On Christianity.
And then after that, I went to Kenya School of Monetary Studies, and then I went to the US. So the US, I studied an MBA. So I have a master's in business administration. And then I also did a master's in healthcare law.
Okay.
Yes.
So in Billy.
Started as a CNA. So I would make him comfortable, and then I would rush to then I would take a break in between. Then I would start my 6P to 12A. Then I would go and sleep. Then I would start again.
Goja, hii asubuhi mpaka saa 6 ilikuwa gani?
Ilikuwa huwa tunazita 6 a.m. to 12 p.m.
Kikenya. Ni kazi gani?
Ni caregiving.
Bado
CNA.
Bado
certified nursing assistant.
Bado kuangalia tu wanyanya na manini, kwa change madaipa.
Kabisa.
Then huyu mzae kumuosha. Huyu ulikuwa unaenda kumuosha.
In fact, huwa ninaambia Wakenya waache maringo. Every poop you clean is $1.
God,
that's how I looked at it. Wache maringo kuturingia hapa, wengine hapa wanasema ati they make 6.2 million a month. Every poop you clean, every person you turn, that is $1. Okay? Yes.
Yenyewe umetoka Kikuyu.
Si unaona?
So huyu kijamuosha unaenda kuosha wengine tena.
Tunazita double. So I used to kugonga double.
Triple.
Yeah.
Triple.
But you see, when you know what you're destined for, I knew this was a stepping stool. And that's what I also tell my students. You always have, hata wewe bina ujanzia hapa leo, you know you had a stepping stool to the next. Sasa mimi nimeosha mababu. So my nails used to be trimmed. They never used to be like this. And my hair used to be sunona. And my hair used to be held back. And then I used to go shower. So I used to do 6 a.m. to 12 p.m. And then I would drive to a place called Surprise in Arizona, which is like 2 hours from the main. Okay. Then I would go shower my client, and then I would go back, take a break, and then I would start from 6 p.m. to 12 a.m. Then I would go and sleep. Yeah.
How much?
So I was able to save. At that time, I know when I started, it was back in the day. So like when you started as a CNA, the minimum wage in Arizona was 7.50, which is $7.50. So I used to make $7.50 on per shift. But now because this client was a private client, I used to make like they used to pay me like $2,500 a month. US dollars. At that time, it was good money. So I was able to do my car payment, to do my apartment payment. And then after that, I saved the rest. So by the time I acquired my first group home, I had only saved 25,000 US dollars, which is around what, 3 million?
Okay.
Yes.
That's when you established Uko.
That's when now I started business.
Kusema sasa mimi naleta watu wawaoshe, mimi ninalipa wenye wanawaosha.
Yeah, but you see,
I
found out I had 3 at a very young age. So I carried them to 30 weeks. And then when they were born, 2 of them passed away, but one of them passed away after 1 year. Okay. One of them passed away after 27 hours of birth. It was a boy. And then the identical twin passed away after 1 year. So after going through that, I realized that I loved death and dying.
Huh?
Yes. So I fell in love with death and dying.
Kimi sasa unaanza kunishtua. Tulifaa tuongee mambo ya college. Sasa tena tumeingia kwa mambo ya death and you love death and dying.
Yes. I fell in love with practicing and like death and dying. So I did my nursing degree.
Oh.
Because what I realized is that in as much as it's important when you give birth, so is it as important as when you're losing a loved one? Unaelewa? So what happens is that we lose in the system when people lose. Let me give you an example. When a couple loses a child, the way a man grieves is not the same way as the way a woman will grieve. Okay? Mimi kama mwanamke nitenda nikizungumza, I'll be able to vent. Sometimes the man holds it in and blames himself because the man is the fixer. The man is the one who is supposed to take care of a family. Yeah. So you find that grieving for a man and a woman are 2 different things. Okay. And so at that time when I was going through that with my family, because remember, there was no father in the picture. Okay. So when I went through that with my family, I realized that if it was not for the nurses and the doctors who stood beside me, probably I would have been left, somewhere in limbo trying to deal with my grieving just about money. Obina, I've made so much money in my life at a very young age. But then I realized life is not just, money does not make you happy. What makes you happy is service to others. No, it's not a man. No.
What? Sasa ndio sasa amerealize. Money does not make you happy.
Mimi mana make me happy.
Hey.
Not possible.
Come on, man.
Not possible.
Tina, don't talk like that.
You're an additive. You're an additive.
Hawa ni wanaume tupu hapa.
If you
look at the way you're bruising egos.
Oh.
4 years ago, she had given a similar interview on Betty Ez's channel. And from all the interviews, it seems as if she has been very successful in her nursing career. She talked about how after losing 2 of her children, she decided to sell her 3 hospice homes. But then along the way, she decided to open a company that supplies stuff to healthcare facilities. But then in 2020, she was forced to file for bankruptcy because COVID affected her business negatively. So come 2022, she decided to travel to Kenya for a long holiday. I think she had planned to be in Kenya for around 6 months. But then in the process, she did some research and decided to open a college for prepping nurses and caregivers. But then she had the first cohort in January of 2023. She claims the students graduated in September 2023, but because afterwards no student was placed in any nursing home or facility as promised, they began a smear campaign. They sold her stories to blogger Edgar Obare. Then in the process, the DCI got involved. Her college was raided. She got arrested and was charged with human trafficking, which was bizarre because she hadn't managed to send any students abroad to work. Later on, the charge was changed. I think this human trafficking charge was dropped. Then she was charged with operating a college without a proper license. So after that, we never heard of her again until yesterday. Was it the day before yesterday when the news broke that she got arrested in the US for operating as a nurse, yet she doesn't have the qualifications, which was very surprising because if you listen to how She talks about her qualifications in the 2 interviews, which I'm going to link here. She gives you an impression that she's a hard worker and she actually attained the qualifications she was bragging about. For those who missed, this is her mugshot. This is a more refined picture of her. So you can see there, Christine Muturi arrested for using stolen nursing license. So the details read, in November of 2025, Christine Nyambura Muturi, also known as Christine Lewis, was arrested for allegedly using a stolen nursing license to provide hospice care to vulnerable patients across Arizona. The 41-year-old Mesa resident is accused of securing multiple healthcare jobs by posing as a registered nurse despite having no valid nursing credentials. According to AZ Family, Muturi was hired at Northern Arizona Hospice in Cottonwood after presenting herself as a compassionate and highly skilled registered nurse with more than 4 years of hospice experience. Her resume included claims of previous employment as a triage nurse at a Las Vegas hospital between 2019 and 2022, supported by what appeared to be a legitimate multi-state Colorado nursing license. Her deception went unnoticed until administrators at NSZ conducted a routine credential review and discovered the license she submitted had been issued in 1980, 4 years before she was born. That is a serious oversight. Investigators determined the license belonged to an older, legitimate nurse who confirmed she had no connection to Muturi. By the time the discrepancy was uncovered, Muturi had already participated in multiple patient visits, including an unsupervised visit on August 15th. When confronted, Muturi resigned, but she continued her scheme by securing another hospice job at Golden Rose Hospice in Mesa. NAZ subsequently filed a police report with the Cottonwood Police Department, prompting a wider investigation. The Arizona Attorney General's office later confirmed that Muturi had never been licensed as a registered nurse in any U.S. state. On November 13th of 2025, an undercover agent met with her regarding a proposed hospice facility. During the meeting, Muturi once again falsely claimed to hold an active nursing license, giving investigators sufficient probable cause to arrest her at her Mesa home. Muturi has a history of fraud-related allegations, including her previous work in Kenya as a director at Westwick College, where complaints involved unpaid staff and concerns over misleading education programs that promise job opportunities abroad. Although online rumors suggest additional financial misconduct, those claims have not been substantiated in official records. She now faces multiple felony charges, which include forgery, fraud schemes, practicing nursing with a fraudulent license, and computer tampering. In Arizona, forgery is a Class 4 felony carrying a presumptive sentence of 2.5 years for first-time offenders. Muturi's prior criminal history, including arrests for domestic battery in Las Vegas and fugitive from justice charges in Los Angeles, may influence sentencing if she is convicted. As this case progresses through the courts, it highlights the need for healthcare providers to strengthen hiring and credential verification processes to protect patients from unqualified individuals. So that is very interesting, because I remember on the interview she did with Betty AZ 4 years ago, she said she has only ever lived in Arizona. So it's very interesting that she has a warrant from Las Vegas and Los Angeles. And it seems like that warrant from Los Angeles is pending. So if she's going to be convicted in Arizona, I'm sure the LA authorities will want to convict her as well for the charge she escaped from. It's such a shame that she had to resort to scamming her way in the industry, because the effort you put in perpetrating fraud is the same effort you use to work hard, honestly. The only difference comes with the consequences, because you see now she's going to end up in jail, and it's such a shame for foreigners, especially Kenyans, because right now with the Trump's administration, it seems like he's very anti-immigrants. So that case might make him start targeting Kenyans in the US the way Somalis are being targeted as a result of a handful of Somalis who scammed the welfare system. So just like and share this video, comment your thoughts below. Thank you for stopping by, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye for now.